냥제 쳔보 좀 힘이 손에 혼 쳔보 내게 다 그렇다 님 산도 실마 또 특지 전나 기시험 살 다데라 nga chu cha da ne shi chu gu cha zo to la min nam jir dang zhe ra ge ne da chu zhi de xia ji yin.
So, si jamais pour les Français, la traduction c'est Canal 10. So, this morning, the teaching of this morning will mainly be connected with the Guru Yoga, with the unification with the Lama. So this is mainly what I'm going to talk about.
Tani taterang so chutun chapiner kamnanda na yinjigir kat tarong tamayam baga tani tas bayada na tani jarko jambaga kai ko kone tani songo yosare te pe yabore.
So today the teaching is translated into English and also in other languages such as Spanish and so forth, which is very good.
상집 정도는 내가 양 또 추측 추즈진도 타이르가던 흘러던 노전도 좀 더더 메이르가 남다 로아 근지 저크 쳤음바 탐실가도 덕크 추탄 도즈이다 나회나 로아 다리 소소 하던 흘러던 드네 다리가 마마연 라스 바군 로아 모보지가 라랑던 탐비르가 그 다리가 추송 적송을
So actually the Buddha Sakyamuni himself said that when he gave teaching, he would give it in the language of the gods, in the language of the Nagas, in the language of the Rakshas, and the man-eaters, the Gandharvas, and in all the languages of human beings. So therefore, when the Buddha talks, he taught always according to the languages of all the different kinds of sentient beings.
대란지나 드네 당아서 추측고 수원도 실동 거 라민 남절 담제라 라민 남절 담제란도 드네 다 추탐측 수 시접근도 다 흥원조가 나오죠. 옛날에 냠는 거 원도 시에나 단도 공지 드네 각설 원도 다 탐측 자와인 저희다는 혼 기바단 집이 라마 탐측
So actually the teaching today is connected to Guru Yoga, and the practice of Guru Yoga is like a central or like a principal among all the Dharma practices, and it's usually like considered as a preliminary practice, like it's part of the preliminary practices, yet it is a practice that is like the actual practice or main practice, and is considered to me to be really like the center or the core of all the actual practices. So all the lamas of the lineage have explained that very clearly.
다추 냠슬렘 반데라 렌스르 몽보지고네 다 라미 남줄도 주 랑기 따빨라 때니 또다 똑바 차버전 랑기 jel라 지르시 그 탑 모마인 바지기 힘겨요.
So all like different practices can have different specific purposes and different levels, but the practice of Guru Yoga specifically, like the main point of this practice is devotion, and it's how to give rise to this special realization within our mind through the power of devotion. So this practice of Guru Yoga is a special means for that.
Sir tapaji bandayang tane napshoko tane yang chulung gariga nana tapade 다 추대 줄지스 맘정나 파르치를 랑지기다래 냐라라서 발라 홍조주 디모고 다 차박을 남바찬 건조지 대양 요래다 있나요 맞수 나 상기 바가 빠지기는 다 내리그 지슴 장위 그 추양다 비도나 니시타모 마인 바기비 스타와지가 저초고요래.
So actually devotion, I think in the West and in Western religions is something that is understood pretty differently. Like it's the idea that you must practice, you must have devotion to God or so forth, otherwise at death you will fall in hells, you will have some punishment and so forth. So in Buddhism this is not at all the way we conceive devotion. Devotion mainly means to follow the actual like way things are, to follow the fundamental nature, and to find like a real certainty in that. So this is what truly devotion means in Buddhism.
Chula tapayinandra, lama la tapayinandra, Tomer, teni Gimsen yang tapa shibi stavi jisum rangje te hachang karchimpore. Karti Gimsen yang tapa mashi rangkar ka te rangki ka shok zamkur jisum rangne na ta te la nga sur monta jegi yore.
So either we talk about devotion to the Dharma or devotion to the Lama, we first need to understand the reasons well and know the reasons well before we like follow Dharma or the Lama, and before we give rise to devotion. This is very important. Otherwise, if you just have devotion like out of the blue, then this is what we call an ignorant devotion, and it's not pure, authentic devotion.
Nelik damar dambaga tirtawa gartawa tena shir nawa sanji paga toga jong kane kyang tangda malim ba chire.
So generally, in like the fact of believing in something that is not correct, that is not true, is not according to the way things are, or the mode of being, is something that is generally not accepted in any of the Buddhist texts.
Pena jong chenpo chabram paparto pale dagna sanji shogman san sirtia sula mardang jang gangzig ber dambiz tenir tomber yongsin zan songjir nangdon chirezena nga so sanji bajigen narana sanji chondan de ngi shogrezi delatare shogsin zanjidana devjin da nog jamba ga tari ga chamtado ndo shiror ware ngi tari ga shogsin marizi da maratorki de manse chirezena si liglar jimsen yang dag ba dang nelik de rigba dang dan ba yin na de tari ga sixong ne na de nga chu tomber zan zai da dang a chu de ga nawan sanji ba ga tawi zu jin zan sa de mo zan zang ge yore.
So actually, it says in the Buddhist text that the Buddha said himself, you should not like follow me or follow my teachings out of sort of a partial attachment to me and thinking, oh, this is a teaching from the Buddha, or this is a Buddhist teaching, so therefore it has to be correct, and a teaching that doesn't come from and that is not Buddhist, that belongs to other philosophy, in itself will be wrong because it belongs to other philosophy. So you should not criticize them in this way, but examine who is actually right, who is speaking according to the reasons and logic, and this is the one you should follow, and this is the one you should hold as your teacher. So this is a very fundamental point of the Buddhist tradition, of the Buddhist philosophy.
Tatana matsu nawa sanji bagar tawade zirko nandraga che nambaga tene lama lar chapsan rowa na draga kan na tangbo tene rigba number tabaga takgo rigba number tabaga takgo na nelik dan martan nelik dan mardan na tene sanji ge chu na draga lami song na draga te tari ga ta tang da malang jang na ni ba yo mare.
So actually, when we talk about the Buddhist view, either the Buddhist view or when you have the refuge for your Lama, in whatever way, you need to examine with the logic. You need to examine logically if it works according to the way things are, according to the way things function. Otherwise, even if written in a Buddhist text, or if it's your like your Lama said it, but if it doesn't accord with the reality, then it should not be accepted.
On nelik dan dambaji bate on zo to shirab lapten de tangkonj. Tati shirab de one ga tangbo chi tusum gonsum dizmene na rankar ko tani ta shirab nyense wazu ta na shirab to rangawa ji ko to lami kamsho yin na jaga de jin de rang chunyam selenji na jaga de so yobo zu shi thap ko yon mare.
So when the main thing to understand the way things are and to examine, we should like examine with our like wisdom, discerning wisdom, how things are, and like the mode of being. And in order to examine that, we do need to train our wisdom with like hearing, reflecting, and meditating upon the teaching. Because if we don't have this training, then just by like our wisdom alone is not sufficient to be able to practice the Dharma properly.
Then the tambo so the mangak nyamsalana in naran tuba kala kansam nibar jangar gore karte tuba jam menina chabar the tansang tindala mar nam kar napto hali patari mambo yore tene toba chabo yore toba mambo yore tene tariga ta sanji ge chuin nandra lami kunshu chinandra ranga tuba gar mangje the mayone zonte namji ga nerkamna tene chula lokta kiwa dana tene to lama la tariga lokta kiwa. So
actually, when we practice the instruction, the peace instruction, it is important to first have a certain experience in listening to Dharma teachings, because if like it's nowadays very easy to have different thoughts and doubts about things like about the teachings, the Buddhist teachings, or about our Lama's conduct. So if we don't have enough experience in like listening to Dharma teaching, then it will be very easy to have wrong views towards the Buddhist teaching or towards our Lama's conduct. So it's important to establish a good foundation of listening to teaching.
Tatangsan the Lama Namgayang so that is Munro Lord to Namjatana. The next Munro Bungala Soba so the start of Mandone, Takarkan in the Tina, that Zoba Chimbo down, Shardia Chimbo down, the Vision Danachu Horna Tao Dorjin Jukshit Kia Dorji, Tela Soba, Stava Gamto, Shopa Ganlang, Takark Lomana Latachona, and it gives Kuransola Yanji Sim Dariga. Ta pamba da deva dis yore da yinayo mangi yang tabo jamais pikimbi namji ga nerkamna tene larlo tamche ga rang ramchang yang tariga da tor yong yore.
And so actually nowadays it happens that teachers like lamas directly give instruction on Zopa Chempo or Mahamudra without letting the disciples first establish the base of the four thoughts which turn the minds towards the Dharma, or without accumulating the 500,000 accumulations of preliminary practices. And so then they directly give this teaching on Zopa Chempo or Mahamudra, or they make them practice Yamantaka and so forth. And it could be beneficial, like in short term, to make the mind happier and make the mind better. But because there is not this foundation of the preliminary practice, then it can very likely there can be troubles then later between the Lama and disciple, or like a defect in the disciple's practice can arise because of that.
Tatana de matsu samgyam nyamselene yan ta zerwa namji yang zu tangbo tari ngunru mbonga tani chi ngunru go ta lojung go kornde yin rung warta tani chi tammo jingro thanna tani chi rang chu de yang ta chum thai hwaza de lem tham lo ge chu gun thai hwaza de chun ro do re ngama ngachon boyer na eko lama jibe de ta tir ngama ga na haliba ga lama shenlap chang da lama chakchen ji gonje konge yin na ngunru de zu urchan do ida tani jima dari eko lami loma yeno chok tham che da na chu pe dari ga tani chuba halibi dari ang tangwa yin ge ta timo lorji ga na yore.
So actually in the practice of secret mantra, the main practice is the preliminaries, the 500,000 preliminary. Then to train our mind through these preliminaries is extremely important to make our mind, to make this training very stable in our mind. And then based on that, then it's very easy for the teachings, to practice the other teachings, and to for this practice to reach a certain a perfection, or to truly reach their goal. And in the past in Tibet there was a very very blessed Lama, very great Lama called Yukok Lama, and he would really make emphasize so much on the preliminary practices, and he would let his disciple practice the preliminary practices so much. And at the end, many of his students became very famous for having really a perfect realization of the Dharma, or perfect practice of the Dharma, because they had established this 500,000, these preliminary practices, this base, they had established it so strongly.
Lama ji da dangsa yana yang mongbo ji ge Lama da ngarang ni ga da ren jamnyam re tene Lama la kiba da na Lama la suran de ke da na Lama la nguzhu jwa so de ge guba men de chire zena ko yang me yin ba da na ngarang su da ri ge mse na ran jamnyam yin ba re ze da ne yang ta mangare ge tendi da ri ze chu yo ko re.
So nowadays there are many people who, when we talk about the lamas, they say, or the spiritual masters, they say, "Oh, my lama and me, we are equal. We are just the same." Because so there's no need specifically to be so respectful to my lamas or to supplicate my lama, because he is a human being. I'm a human being. So all human beings are the same, and there's no need to be specifically respectful or have any special treatment for the lama. So some people say that nowadays.
Shirtanga lama jikite ngacho namba ga jonga na lama sangje dan jawa songore. Lama sangje ngui no songore. Retan lami tari ga shke dan lami ngag niga tari sangje ngure song yo mare.
So generally in the Buddhist teachings we say the lama, the spiritual teacher, is equal to the Buddha, or the Lama is a true Buddha. And when we say the Lama is equal to the Buddha, we don't say his body or his speech is equal to the Buddha.
Lamam sanye tang dambaji yana lami tujik yondan hoina kembi yondanda, zevi yondanda, nipi yondan, kemse nixum ge yondanda sanje dang shangchu senhua da chanja wogam. Yana sanje shangchu senhua go ogomba dang ayer mepo, to chabra mepa ta we chiriyo pi ti jimsang go to lami tari go da ogomba, lami ogomba churko te tari go da sanje dang de ben tam nyambo yin ze dan da jong so sur kan na te song yore.
So what we say in the Buddhist teachings that if the Lama is an authentic Lama, his mind, his mental consciousness has the same qualities of wisdom, of loving kindness, and of ability as the Buddha, or like power as the Buddha. So therefore, the Lama's mind, it should be at least similar, very similar to the Buddha's and the Bodhisattva's mind. The Lama's mind is even indivisible from, or at least if not, the Lama's mind should be is indivisible from the Buddha and the Bodhisattva's mind. So therefore, when we say the Lama is indivisible from the Buddha, it means his mind, his wisdom mind is the Dharmakaya, and therefore is equal to the Buddha.
Lama tenji tela rambaz gyore tambo lama sanje nguen martai lama te chokbor ta tene ta lama ga chu maji ko tela kyun yo ta yondan yo tambo takshi shje kar cheware.
So actually when we follow Lama, there a gradual stage is like a progression in the way we follow the Lama. First we should not consider the Lama as a true Buddha, but consider the Lama as a companion and examine the Lama, examine the qualities and the defects of the Lama. That is what we should do in the beginning.
Tene lamim dang ke chu de thotte tene lamim zapa te yang sangje dang shangchu sanhwa la kyabar me tene lami thiji ke yondan de yang sangje shangchu sanhwa da kyabar me ti Lama de sangye dan jawun de shi de kumkor.
And then as we receive teachings from the Lama, and then we should consider that the Lama's activities are similar or no different from the Buddha and Bodhisattva's activity, and that the qualities of his mind are also similar or like approaching the qualities of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
Tani namji gane kamna lami thiji chi yondan khoina semji ngo chirta jund toba ga rigbate tani tari rangi yang ngom chot tani rangi yang shi tani lami thig dan rangi tari ga semnika gomba yermet senri namji gane kamna ta sangje ji pa ta dele jan ji mak samji rang semji ne li chirta jund to sondi tir ka sa de lama sangje nguyum samjo tin deshi gam ti tapa de ki yong.
And then at some point, by following the Lama, when we are introduced to the essence of our own mind, our awareness Rigpa, and we recognize that essence of our own mind, and we know that essence of our own mind, and our mind become inseparable from the Lama's wisdom mind, then we can know the Buddha, that the Lama's mind is the Buddha itself, and your own mind is indivisible from the Buddha itself. Then you will have at this point the devotion of seeing your Lama as a real Buddha, as an actual Buddha.
Tiene kamna lama la sangye ngu tapa te an doba me pare pena malare bi to sonyora mame wembi rchot ne yet kyoshi wala sangdi men lama tirsum sangye yitongwe wala jarwa men te ta kong wen chana yo ti ngimjong ki ta na to ngimjong yit kyowa ga tari ngane namyang tari jarwa me kas te ko lama tirsum sangye de ta yimbala yimbr shino ti Testavi tapa tongwe batela, onam jaramesi. When Lamit Nawata Mamdra, Lama Zigide, Mune Sangye da Chabrama, Kartiv Lama Menina, Netari, Jictin Kamka, Rankatari, Semgianelli, the Chutam Chikanelli, Stonemareta, Lame Tari Shavate, Sanji Shavata, Chabramaka, Samju, Kungum Chenle down, Kungi Tarigata, Shavagar Kogan and Rana Nishitamo Mambas, Keon Tabor.
So then when we have this devotion of seeing the Lama as a true Buddha is, for example, as Milarepa said, he said in the this solitary mountain hermitage, there's nothing to distract me from my sadness or from the weariness or the sadness from the suffering of samsara, and therefore there is nothing to I never separate from the devotion to my Lama, who is the Buddha of the 3 times. And therefore, my mind never separates from this devotion. So therefore, Milarepa was saying that in the mountain hermitage, the renunciation to samsara arises very strongly, and from this renunciation, then he never forgets the Lama or never separates himself from the Lama, who is equal to the Buddha of the 3 times. So therefore, to see your Lama as a real Buddha is not only something that you see through the normal worldly activities, but through understanding your own mind. And at some point, you should see the Lama's activities you should see the Lama's activity as indivisible from the Buddha's activity, and find a certain understanding or certainty on that. So to be able to realize the nature of your own mind mainly depends on the Lama's blessings. So it is said that to realize the innate, ultimate primordial wisdom, one should accumulate, perform the accumulations and purify the obscurations, and rely upon the forceful method of receiving the blessing of a realized Lama. It would be stupid to to follow any other means. So I try to realize that innate, fundamental primordial wisdom. Then it's necessary to perform the accumulations of merit, purify obscurations, and most importantly, to rely upon the Lama and on the Lama's blessings, rely upon the blessing of a realized Lama. And so any other, trying any other way would be completely ignorant or stupid.
Lama jita tanga su rangi tapa yona ranga tari mangak tong keng lama te yang lama jena chokre. Karte ranga ten rawi tapa mena khoi na ngarar mboche la soba daga sangye dan shanchu san khoi chirwa ranga la chumjer to yobi karong jigla rangi lama yom samna te yang chokre.
So when we talk about the devotion to the Lama, we can have devotion to the Lama from whom we mainly receive the peace instruction and consider him as a real Buddha, and we can also have devotion from all the Lamas that we receive certain Dharma teaching or Dharma connection, thinking that they are real emanations of Guru Rinpoche and real emanation of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
Lami shenla te rangar jella jigne zonte tene ngune tare lama te gadang ngune na pe na rangi pha da rangi ma da rangi zarda la so ba ga ma jen kangi yang jan de me partavi tare ta te la gawa ta na tawin de shi su tabre jin de che yong re.
So when the Lama's blessing enter into our mind, then we will know that his kindness or her kindness is incomparable compared to the kindness of our parents or the kindness of our partner, life partner, and the love and inspiration we will have towards our Lama will be just absolutely immense and constant.
Khwardan tsaw lamar mor kajik tsaw lokta marche chumzu chusum tong mugi lami shan lo semlan jik parsho ze khwerna lami tariga shotsir kangdang kain nando tablam kipi semchen ka tom jak kizire maktok zeman dela tariga tene chig nora dan chara la so bakang yon marep sanne tene tana kajik ma chig tsaw yana lami tariga mzapa kang sho nara te lokta marche tamchut bodu chusum tong tirta tariga lama 답신럽 때 답거냐 라직 버kirchu 사면 연등아 주 소란데 비네까 나요 데르타위 다리 소란데 그 요인데.
So we usually perform these prayers and says towards the activities of our precious Root Lama, our kind Root Lama, may I never have a single wrong views, and through this devotion of seeing all his activities as pure, may the blessings enter my mind. So therefore, no matter what the Lama, whatever activities the Lama perform, we should all see it as a means or a skillful means to guide disciples, but not see it as any error or mistake. And with this devotion of not having wrong views for even a single second, then the blessings can truly enter our mind. So this is supplication that we do.
Lami shenlabla ne ranga semgyang ne lik tobando ngasu tangsang gandi lobcha chimbu namgo tene loban su gergen la tene gergen go mara flapsha chat ne tene shipsha janju teni ka go rol khakare rol sosore.
So the way we realize the nature of mind based on the devotion of the Lama is a completely different connection of Lama and disciple, that the connection you can have between a teacher at school or at the university and his student. So it's completely different.
Te penanga chu boba ga sachana na shangzo da dozo da shagzo revzo tene ta gergen mambo yora ti gergen mambo chu phoye na da loma jana ti rangi to ga shisha de korang chu la lapcha shene na ta teni pansang gergen zamzre te zam rangker ko tela shiun z rangker gela kenre ma to zemana khorna thaba chimbu chu da sang ka chu sha na ta wi tenjim re ra yo mar.
So, for example, in Tibet, we have professors or teachers that can teach you certain handicrafts, such as working wood or carving stones, or working on working the iron and so forth. But these professors or teachers, they explain you a certain knowledge. They pass on to you like a specific knowledge, but that's very different from what a master of Mahayana or secret mantra Vajrayana can pass on to you.
Penanginguni ta ngama lopchando mikana tene chi jai ke girgandana tene zinjir ta murg artsuk ta poigla sopa girgan mamboten yonre girgan mamboten na nginguni ta chamala tare gajan chejiyo reta yena ya tare pe na samar ngake ta ga gajan samdang ga laming lama ta dare chiriyona te tare ga jikten ga shisha dana tene jikten depi tene semjing 오다나 대전다나 타바 침부 출동 근거 라마가 tene 연단다나 tene 쇼강탄 내야나 차버 침부 요래 요요래 당 ngaran ngoni na testava tariga te tatsar tarin joko yore.
So, for example, when I was at school, before I had teachers who taught me how to speak and read Chinese language and how to read Tibetan scriptures and also all the different sciences and so forth. And I'm very glad to them for what they taught me. But if I compare to my Lama endowed with the three kindnesses and who gave me the secret mantra Vajrayana, and so the kindness is just absolutely incomparable, because the teachers, normal teachers, give you some sort of worldly knowledge, while your Lama passes on to you the essence of mind of Dzogpa Chenpo, of great perfection. So the qualities that they possess and the kindness that they've given me, for me, is absolutely different. And so this I always keep that different in mind.
tene jikten paro de sonanja tamayen baga tamongo de shisha ga girgen tan de chodari gan jikten paro de sonena ngarang la semna dengri yore da yinna na pena zolog me pagane tene mugnangam chima gonje tenjivi tare dengri yomare.
So, for example, when my parents passed away from this world, or when my normal teachers, like when they died, it caused me suffering, of course, but it's not like this unbearable suffering that brings so many tears out of my eyes and so forth.
Perna tane tare tachi thaba chimbu chu thamo maim ba songka ngi tsawi lama so tane lama yivjenore kambon jigme panzo tsare khore shati me pare tane dedang jawa ga togam kambo tebaji dane yang da ngala chi chu thopke dana da hwachur ngonro tela te kamzang nami jarlong tela sokba ga chu mangbo chu thopnyong na mare da yena na ngi semje da tari ga ta chi thamo maim ba ga nang chu ga tawa da thaba chimbu ji 다 지금 연돈 몽어지거든 공거 get니 끼요 또 공 라마 신럽 장지기래 다 때라때네 몸에 공 남바다리 이제된 바로 다 장학생으로 내거나 할레바다리 지금 늑무측 바다비다리 셈나요나 다롱이나 르진던 거 페나 말람나 알미네나 다니 야라 사티 지 연롱어 와도 다 지금 셈나라다리 라마 짠제다는 되니 그 진도양은 지금 문에 다림 치마전에는 라마라 소란디 다 데스타이 나와다 진도양 다리가 단 적진을 디몬스도 옛날에 데나 남바소이나 지금 직된 거 다리 길근즈 거다 대잠스기 스타반데 왜 매네나 지금 아속상 거 같으면 마연 바 라마 댄서다 라미 남줄 거 돈디 쩌타비전도 고고나 베 칼레 커버레 삼고요.
So for myself, my root lamas, according to the teachings of the great vehicle, Khenpo Jime Prinsok and Khenpo Tepa, and I've received teachings from many other teachers, including the teaching on the words of a perfect teacher from Patrul Rinpoche and so forth. But from these lamas, I've received this uncommon blessing from these two lamas. I've received really the uncommon blessing from their wisdom mind into my mind, and therefore, when they left to the Pure Land, so the suffering was really unbearable for me, and it almost still is. It almost still is until now. That sometimes I dream about them, and for a really long time I remember them and miss them and cry and supplicate them with devotion. So this is something that stays always with me. And for yourself, so if you have, you should follow your Lama in a way that, with a view that is very different from the view of a worldly teacher. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to realize any of the meaning of the secret mantra Vajrayana.
Testa Lama de Jind Yella Chanjoto, the Yedum Galhab Gumbale, Payon Chivari. Larkum Bumcham Gumbale, Lamar Kajik Tambim Cho, the Jikar Naksong.
So actually to remember your Lama constantly like this is more beneficial than to meditate on any deity, as it is said that remembering your Lama for even an instant is better than to meditate on 100,000 deities.
Lachin Mandarawago, Togo, the Yidam Gurkin Kurjavan Irkumna, the two Lama Damni in Dana, the Netar Yidam Damni in City, the Nil Hachin Mandarawago, Yidam Damja, the Ningurum Bochigo, the Chutamchi Ishim Surgira Sonjat.
So, for example, the great Princess Mandarava, when she saw the mandala of the Yidam deities appearing to her, then the Guru Rinpoche asked her, "Do you choose the mandala of deities? Do you choose the deities of the mandala, or do you prostrate? Do you choose to prostrate to the deities of the mandala or to your Lama?" And Mandarava prostrated to the deities of the mandala first, and it is the reason why Guru Rinpoche gave all his teaching, passed all his teaching, not to her but to Yeshe Tsogyal. So it's she did take at the end, then she prostrate to the deity, and therefore she didn't get all the teachings. And so at the end, all the mandala of the deities of primordial wisdom, they all disappeared after that, and she didn't get any teaching.
Perna Lama Rangitari Stavi Lama Tanatani, Yedam Jahor Ayamana Sharias, Ganons, Nangacharion, Tachuranga Kandami and Jena, Taparchevati to Yedam Dam Joker, Tayana. The Stavi Chanishani, Lama da Yedam Nikala, so that Shenlokoni, Lami that the Tsuchi song.
So I think generally, if we see our root Lama, and next to our root Lama we see Manjushri appearing in real, or Avalokiteshvara appearing in real, then there's a risk that most of us would choose to first have more devotion or prostrate to the deity actually, but actually the Lama is most important. Like the blessings of the Lama are really the most important part, even more important than the deity itself.
Ate Lama la tapa got Lama la tapa te so Jimson Shiba tapa te Unetane Karchare the Jimson Shiba de so Tambo that is Sanji Chu de la Tusum Yawas, Hazajo. The net that is Sanjin Chundan de Samiki in Bashi. The net that is Sanji Sono de Chuyantapa in Ba. De that you Lami Kachan Martos and Majan Kangiana, Yantapaji Stockton Mare, Tanson, Lotra Chimbona, Girgan Mombo Yore, Yanayana, Konabaga, Jimjigzoi. Jimjigzoi, Tani, Ta, she paid Pechamambo, Jigeta, Jimjigzore, Jimjig the Shion the Marto Zemana, then you stop easy Caprijan the Gray or Mare, then Gilum Kaka Susore.
So therefore, the Lama's devotion is very important. So this is what I wanted to say about the Lama's devotion, and mainly that you should have devotion based on understanding the reasons. This is very important. So you should first understand the Buddha's teaching by listening to the teachings and reflecting on them, and first understand that the Buddha is very authentic, the Buddha Sakyamuni, and that his teachings are authentic, and then understand the Lama's kindness and have like a real devotion for the Lama. And this is something that you need to understand by yourself, because if you take your ordinary teachers, like you examine what they can teach you, the knowledge that they can teach you is very different and is much less profound than the primordial wisdom than that your Lama and the realization that your Lama can give you. So most of you here are following the secret mantra path and Ngakpas and Ngangmas, and it's important to understand that in the secret mantra it says that even without very like a great experience in listening to teaching and reflecting on them, then one can attain liberation. This is very important to understand that.
So wogin na tak ngayana chulig tela so to kokar changlu de da tene ngarmug rapshon garte ngarmug garte ani ore tene kokar changlu de chembir tenje yenna yang so dari chunyamslen kanga tene dari zan karo kyonje da tene dari wacha to changlu ngongo dari te poklorji chakana zona yana churgir chaki Rarvaga Tarikatani, Tajik Tanzan Gastievan, Tripatopi, to the Sanjivshan Susanwa, Odan sheet and the Kijib sheet, Timosondre, Dornatari, the cookers Chanlu days eat and a Dechidana, the Dechid, Niore.
So actually, in the tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, there are two sections of practitioners: the practitioners with the white clothes and the long hair, and the monks with the saffron robes. And these are the two sections of a practitioner. And as the Ngakpas, so those who wear the white robe and the long hair, so they are like lay people, but at the same time Dharma practitioners. So that's why they wear the white zen and the long hair. And in the Tibetan tradition, the long hair they symbolize like the hermit or those who have attained the realizations. But these two sections of practitioner so are very important in Tibetan Buddhism.
Tene rapshon ngarmun kirte se chitane tene chadang karpala soba chak tene lila yang tari chukur nambak sam tene kyone danan ta chone girte tene so raptu shong girte tene ta terta yude nambak ni yor.
And then the monks, so they shave their hair and they wear the three kinds of Dharma robe, and they take the monk vow. So these are the other sections of practitioners. So that's the two kinds of practitioner.
Ta tangsang yena rapshon ngarmun kirte inde che nyong rani yare. So to kukar changlu de tan da shokso so to ngagma ta 대양 지금 랑랑 소수야 찾긴다 점선 요나 키나바 야와더니 지 주바 마연 박잔다 만자와 그네 랑라쿠 가로 요나 할레바 야보레 네 가마 위자다나더니 다 ngurdip 디모고난 거 더니 키나바가 다리가 지 촉강레 돈반돈디레 더니 다리 남자 다티소 다림 통근도 옛나야 가수 어잔다 만자와 그때 랑라야나 다리가 추비 남바돈식 거 더니 남자 다 다르장 가로 존지 데이터가 다 추냠슬렘 브시네나 데네 치여보레.
So nowadays the monks' tradition with saffron robe seems to be sort of declining, while the Ngapa tradition of the white clothes seems to be sort of growing up, or like is sort of yes, like growing up. And when I see like the clothes that you wear are very good. It's like it's good to wear like this specific clothes of practitioners of like secret mantra practitioner of the white robes. And I've seen on Facebook and WeChat like videos and image of your practices and the Drupchen and so forth. And I was very happy to see the clothes that you wear, like that are very like specific to this tradition.
Ndaya sanji shakya tapi gomba dan tambaji re. Cherezena ngun gerbo unra burdi. Tani kongi psummo dan kongi dari ndoyon tamchar pangmaniga. Tani mzami chitsir nyanga jan warki nito jirkyangla doyon pangwi tarwana namyamundo godama zi godama zina jumdande zinare jumdande la kongo tani da yarwi chitsir dana tani yarwi nkur dan deso tamcha dana hajan nyamgawa dana taga da yetam changwaji da rednene dan dopi yondar nga war pangwi da tarwadana da namyang darig mundo ka karti chokchak ngamba warki tabi jirsonarana taku testava mandokubjedi jondan de ndoyon pa mogubi tariga tene chimbi lamga takso sang ngak chunda tariga songe jima taga gyaron khordam cheba chongchir kum batchen yan chotta yana ta sanji ge shenla ta sang ngak shenla la tene dana tara thongsong nari zeidana ta lorgi chemo chakarkab na songyore.
And actually this tradition of secret mantra and of the Ngakpas and Ngamas is accepted by the Buddha himself, or is according to the Buddha's teaching himself, since at the time of the Buddha, the king Indrabodhi and his sort of princesses and queen like were not able to abandon the worldly pleasures that they were enjoying. So they told the Buddha that they were greatly sort of rejoicing about him and the monks, and found it very like admirable and beautiful, like that they were monks and that they were like abandoning worldly life, but that for them it was like very difficult or impossible to do so. And therefore the Buddha gave this teaching to take use the pleasurable substances, or like pleasurable or desirable things, or as the path. And therefore that was the teaching of secret mantra Vajrayana. And through these teachings of using the pleasurable things as the path, then we say that the king Indrabodhi and all his entourage attained like liberation. So therefore this and that all the beings of this city, even the smallest insects, attain liberation. So due to the blessings of the secret mantra. So therefore this is already established at the time of the Buddha.
다이네 당성거 감나 테스타비 종kir그 뭐당 제바 탐치도나 릉증거 살락샤 저거나 까모레다 있나요? 다래 회나 금진 뭐범 잠소고 또 망각 치사바 세문즈 줄라서 바고 공바다나요. 당성거 감나 족바 침보 상화 흥금 틀라 때니나 때니 지금 릉내다는 정화 침보 매나요. 다리가 다 릉거 semgo 쳤다 준다 또네 때니 릉증거 살라 그 가츠가를 지음에 비고는 섭득기 다리 대송 또 덴스 비송 뭐 요래.
So maybe nowadays maybe it will be difficult that all the beings, everyone in the city, like the entire city, would attain the state of Vidyadharas, but yet through the power of secret mantra and the teachings of Zopa Chempo, just as the example of Mipam Gompo, who realized the nature of his mind by receiving the instructions, then it is possible to attain the realization of the nature of mind without having a very great quality of learning. So it is possible to obtain the stages of Vidyadharas even without having a great learning.
투슴 장화 자체 먹고 버 망을 기세모 경화이 종흥 파르모 제직 착청이 릉전 살락 식대 잡람 티송래 데 쳐져잖아 드니 딱성아 흥이 릉도 투바 자체 보면 실통 투바질 거래 투바 자체보 베나다리 지 종가보르가 안다라 몸바나 참마다나 원마다나 실신 나서바 되니 로 베나가서 자사가 그런 밥저고네 나타 파치 가서 라롱 가네나 롭종아 그런 아타리 종가보르가 arzoqyore 다 된다 잠고 다리 투바리야치 메나야 쳐래 투바리야치 먹고 버제 당에 레레전도 티츠도 트레닝 당보 투바리야치 먹고 버제 도르즈 되네 투바리야치 먹고 버제 그래와
So first, so about this realization of the nature of mind. So it is said that even without a vast, like a learning and reflecting on the teaching, through the pit instructions alone, one can realize the nature of mind and attain the stages of Vidyadhara. So therefore, in the secret mantra, we say we don't need to have a very vast, like a study of the teaching. We do need to study the teachings, though. It's like we do need to have a certain understanding of the secret mantras. But when we say this, like the studies don't have to be that vast. Like it's not like in the monasteries when you study the 5 great kind of scriptures like Vinaya and Abhidharma and logic and so forth. For example, in Santa Larongar, the study program is of 15 years of a study program for all the texts. So this kind of study you don't actually need to do.
투바르야치 먹고 봐서 좀 까보는가 가서마트는 쳐서 these 워마를 걸 these 근데 저 생각하고 했나 다 지금 흥원로다는데 저 쇼소소가 양 투바 these였나 근데 가서면나 다 투바르야치 예치를 먹고 들어와.
So when we say we don't need to have a vast study, it doesn't mean you don't need to study anything. Like in the secret mantra, you do need to study the view of Madhyamika, of the middle path, and you do need to study the teachings of preliminary practices, and these things you need to understand them. But it doesn't need to be like as deep and as vast of a study as studying the 5 kinds of scriptural knowledges and so forth.
네 망을 기sem을 경화해서 망을 기sem을 경화는 소 다리가 되네 실던 거 망을 되라 다 몽보지 그래다 망을 기sem을 경구나 다리 공도 집안들 흥원조도 흥원에 차창을 손나 빼여버려 막 도제면 흥원조가 망점에대 탁거가 당상 앞에나 측선나 똑다네 20라마다는 대전다는 다 지금 간조냐 등 뭐마냐 등 탁거가 라마 탐주가 송도네 라만가리 응알아 된다양 송거도 와 당보 흥원조용데 때 납축금만 저거 당래 예금만데 탁거가 르방 못잖네 근데 흥원조 손나 빼여버린다서다 다때 디즈 년까지 하는 연도래.
So and then we say through the peace instruction, one like should maintain the essence of mind, the essence of awareness, Rigpa. So the peace instruction, there are many kinds of peace instructions, but it's very good to first have the support of the preliminary practices. Otherwise, if you directly introduce the peace instructions, such as the 3 verses that hit the crucial point, or instruction of Yeshe Lama, or the Khandro Nintik, the hard essence of the Dakini, or the Bhima Nintik, the hard essence of Bhima Mitra. So if you introduce that without the preliminary practices, then it can be a little bit dangerous. As some lamas told me, to Westerners you need to teach them directly the Dzogchen and the introduction to nature of mind, and then the preliminary practices. Otherwise, if you introduce only the preliminary practices, then they get very bored. So I heard that and I thought, this must be a little bit dangerous.
다 다리 진저스레데 가스팅오니가 르방 옴초 찬나다 다데 흥원조다는 데 뭔가 된자장 매나야 초래 르방 옴초 찬나 다 옛날야 소 르방 옴초 비탑도 되네 병아데 베카친 버리
So if we once we have recognized the nature of mind, then maybe it would be okay not to have done the 5 preliminary practice, but it is actually very beneficial to perform the preliminary practice in order to recognize the nature of mind.
다때인데 또 망각도 그 셈을 종이 또 종lik 정화 침보 맨나요. 오늘 이제 라마프션럽잔 tani lomayo tapachayana tani chi mangnyo zikr goganena ta gomjamnena semor kyongda kata ligdere teyore tetela tengore.
So mainly when we talk about the maintaining the essence of mind through the peace instruction, so it's that without studying in a very vast way, like this very vast amount of scriptures, then through the blessings of a realized Lama and the devotion of the disciple, then with even a little bit of peace instructions, then by meditating them one can realize the nature of mind.
Tani tertawi chu nyamselenda ka kanzak de cherezena zhongnga parmo cheji. Zhongnga de zhongba ga na pena chi gomba ga na yoni ke chi raptup chongwa da na tani geshi da khambo denja mayan jangna ya rangkhur ka nga chu tani de chi zhongba da na samkhang da na ta nimo chona na yo na zhongnga parmo che de mang che ga da ta nga chu nyama ga chona ya tertawi chu nyamle shin ka mambo yo ne lama pe da ri chi 짝 첨보가 그 차추장가 회나 딩곰 캠스는 뭐지 던종은 뭐지 데라서 바가 회나 처지는 뭐지라서 바 당럽건 이렇게 나요 라마 뭐뭐지도 요너래 양때 다비다리금 3년 뒤모 매양 나란 다양하지 로마다리 용시다나 대전도는 지 다자와 용시 디모 소양나 샘쳤다베다나 다 디모 앞에 뭐뭐지도 요건을 대내나 그 종능 파르모 체제다 종능 다 무슨 파르타니나 다 쇼바요는 차른 초라이네 tani chi kangi ngoni yenara tubayana chi perna chi geshi dana jongka por ngawo dana timotso tamche po chama tari ga chi lojong tarshim menkin ga hartana tandi chingena samnara na tonga rangi tari ga chi semgyo neli chirtawjin toyong kan moji gonde tindi tab lamamba pham ga to semon zup ska na na chirejena jongng parmo cheji ga ge da te songre.
So when we say to meditate on the and to say, so based on the peace instruction, one can realize the nature of mind, and therefore the sort of this realization can arise in the mind of even like a very like a ordinary people, or like any sort of like a lay people or like a city people. It doesn't have to be people who stay like in a hermitage for very long, or people who have very great study. And even the lamas, there's very great lamas such as Digo Khyentse Rinpoche, Dudjun Rinpoche, or Minling Chinchen, who themselves were Ngakpas. But there are also many other lamas who, like smaller lama with less disciples, some monks and as disciples, and maybe some lay people as disciples. And you could think that their conduct is sometimes a little bit strange and so forth. But yet, even without having a great study, and even from the outside, even if they don't look like they are great imposing lama, they still can have the realization of nature of mind, and give their student the realization of the nature of mind. And the same, like you can have some monks that don't really get a high grade of study, but yet they have ultimately realized the nature of mind. So therefore, this realization can be can even be found by ordinary people without having to necessarily be having a great level of study and so forth.
다 데이터의 종합 파르모체 착중의 릉전샤 낙샤 다 베나 추 잠바이나 다베 다르로 몽보와라 토숨곤수시 까츠깔레 몽보지 고레 레타나 상능 qalың도 다 딘지 까츠 까블레 캡슐 머고니 착중의 가지고 님반동제다나 대비전도는 지금 셈고라 따죠 다 디모가라 르초드나 송 곰나다 만나다리 데 르초다 디모건 조주고 차티 메나야 소 첨능가 되네 랑가양 다리 점상가 레가 또 자청가 레가 샤 저저라 랑가 세마 되네 되네 남지가 내거나 지금 샘가 내리게 되라양 다리가 지금 니시 탐모 많이 맞지 지원 내거나 다 지금 배나 짜사금 좀 나타바가 종르그 지금 타르게 주는 개바침보 말했다는 만나요 다리 랑가 지금 랑스 마시로 와가 추비 다리가 다 좋아 추비 다리 쓰다 맞더라 대전도 도비요나 다리가 더니 좋아도 맞더라고 디모고 더니 다 어네릭서 거난다가 또 추고 다 냠뇽서도 랑식 그런 거 jel라지 용지 욕송을
So when he says this realization can arise even into ordinary lay people or city people, so and also they don't involve great hardship or great difficulty. So like other teachings where it is necessary to have great study, great reflection, great long time meditation. The teachings of secret mantras can with little effort be realized. So without that you have to actually stay in retreat, in mountain hermitage, like even if you don't have these conditions, then just together with your work and taking care of your family, then if you have found this uncommon understanding of the nature of mind, and you maintain this certainty on the nature of mind, then without having to be a great erudite, then you can actually obtain realization. So even in the monastery, some monks that are actually not great, great scholars, or don't have great studies, but if they maintain their own ground and maintain a mind within the pit instruction and not separate themselves from these pit instructions, then slowly, naturally, the realization of the nature of mind can increase more and more in them.
tene zablam gun to tene chu zabmon de gun to dana tene tare rangi sayulami war ko to tab gipa war ma chapi ti tamtsig dana tene rangi tapa dan da chu ge jirtin temjin zo me ker yondi da tengone so kanzak tamar baji na yo na tene chu zabmon da la tene rangi jella to ba jabar jan zi ji ondo tare ngosum sammayare.
So when we say it doesn't involve a great difficulty, or one can attain realization without great difficulty, but then what are the reasons or the cause that can give rise to realization? So first you need to receive the precious teachings coming from the lineage of Vidyadharas, these very profound teachings of the Vidyadharas. And secondly, there must be no interruption in the samaya of the lineage lamas. So with your root lama and the lineage lamas, there should be no degradation of samaya, and also no degradation of samaya between yourself and your lama. And mainly your own devotion to your lama is what can give rise to realization, even if you are like an ordinary person and you don't look like you have great knowledge or understanding of Dharma outside, yet you can realize the nature of mind with these conditions. This is something that is certainly and established in the Dharma.
다 추 냠슬렘 비용도 시나라나 추 냠슬렘제도 랑아 따빠요 네존테 되니 지금 샘거네릭 저타 아전 시기데 가츠메바 베나 감킨 마번 잠수 송원저 라비 임마치비 샘지서 라미 망업도 팀 통저지 라비 임마치비 베 레라보이너레 다 지금 랑가 임마치바타바 데스타비 다리 샘지 상도 라미 망업다 라미 신도 그렇고 이 다리 통을 지르지 삼죠 다 적절 모는 걸 간나 라비 임마치지 샘지상 맞주 샘지상의 마신에 있나 되네 샘지상의 마신나 데토 등을 본도 데도 담지 general에 견지 그렇게나 손을 샘지상의 가시 맞주 좋아 쓰인 나라는 런가 샘지상의 때리 샘들 학상하고 샘지상의 뭐다 시선에 나 디네 끝나 되네 지금 그런데 그 주간당 강에나 냠슬렌 거나 자가 되네 지금 놀래실 거나 자가 레라보스 그 차오래
So actually, if you have devotion to your Lama and the Dharma, then you can realize the nature of mind without really much effort. So Mipan said you can realize the nature of mind in a way that is almost unbelievable or unbelievably easy, like based on the blessings of the peace instruction of the Lama. Then one can realize that sort of secret aspect of the mind. So when you have, you maintain this secret aspect of the mind, then this, at the time when you practice, or whichever you do, then you have obtained this secret aspect of the mind in a way that is, you have found it in a way that is very easy to find.
So chen namba gandana chik semchik kor ko manga ngare jiore. Ta semchik manga tamche posra ndi sona so sem rang se jukje thana sem ga rang shi je rang sir da ne ba ta te manga tamchik sem rang se ja de sem ga ngo shi je wonde tane daga zokchen ge na tare nem do gar kana tane do parol 준비를 kana ya tere.
So you have probably received instruction about the nature of mind, or peace instruction guiding to the nature of mind, and it mainly means to leave the mind in its natural state, or leave the mind in its unaltered state, and recognizing the mind as it is. So this is how we teach things in the Zopa Temple, the Great Perfection, which also in the Sutra, it is the teaching of the Heart Sutra of the perfection of wisdom of Prajnaparamita.
Perinam do chogne na tene semla semam chiba semji rangjo woksaro rese yim parma yim tene yim chemo kamna yim varma kamna tene sem stongani de inda semji rangjo woksaro indi tsig ni gergo tene ngatsu zokchen gertawa dan jabo tsongare.
So for example, in the sutras itself it says mind is devoid of mind because as the nature of mind is clear light. So this in the sutras themselves, this is in the medium version of the Prajnaparamita Sutra, the Sutra of Perfection of Wisdom. It says clearly that the mind is empty and the mind is luminosity or clear light. Just so that is very similar to the Zopa Temple teaching. So.
Dedon Japoji ko khurna jano ko ge pagar kamna odorjich chopayo odorjich chopala teni tana ta Chibatom Jotaka Tamba Momboyore.
So in the Chinese tradition of Buddhism, we study a lot the Diamond Cutter Sutra, and there are also many people who attain realization based on this Diamond Cutter Sutra.
Matsu Puba Ojekanana Chima me Chapimdo. Chima me Pichapimdo. Nick the Echo Gondway. Chima me Chapimdo. The Wemoji Jin Shi Yin Yu Chum. Chima Chapimdo.
There's a sutra in we study a lot in Chinese Buddhism called in Tibetan Buddhism called sort of the famous stainless sutra.
Chima me Chapimdo Reva Gosongeta. Maso Skarg Mansona, Cheso Europe na Jerk Manos, Skarg Manos, Merkarg Mambo machines, Pekale Kapono.
So it's very difficult that there's so many different languages in Europe and I don't know any of them, so it's very difficult with the language.
Europe could jerk up these Manchiak.
There are too many different countries in Europe.
That team do the young, the Jamala Chapim do, the young Tarita, Mangarigati, do the Tony Tanatani, Cesar Koran Chapatom, you know, Mamboyore.
And also by showing this sutra, like the famous stainless sutra, there are many people, by reciting it, there are many people who have attained a realization just by merely reciting the sutra.
Chamame Bachapim do Kamna, and so on. The Nikamna, 다 라마 유전 오르가 쳤송어잖아. 데 semapju 선적바 추데스음 거진 연카지 연소 더 마스메 그냥 군 마품 잠속 진어다 나와 더 마스메 그냥 카르고네 хорта 체르제나 랑게 셈데 맙주 여랑커 적주원도 조바침부 추데스음 거지 다데 데스음 거진을 마시나 조바침부 추 탐측 바가다 추 탐측부 년커 옛날에 더 랑커 거잖아 마스메타나다 카르고네 쇼르타 zonda 콘그 망 다 담그르감나 된다 송어래.
So when Kambodjan Prince used to teach on this sutra, the stainless, like famous sutra, and on secret mantra, he would say actually like to leave your mind in the natural, uncontrived state. This gathers all the 3 sections and 4 sort of turning of the wheels of 4 4 great Dzogpa Chenpo teachings. So it means in brief that all the Dzogpa Chenpo teachings are included into this sentence, saying just maintain your mind like in a natural state, uncontrived states. So I didn't want to say that, but it just sort of came out of my mouth naturally.
조도 랑게 셈마 도그간나 드니 남카 먹마오르자 데벤 남카가 빼죠 랑게 셈다 뭐뭐지요래 다도 때런다니 고담 촌네 멈촌네 메시다 조도 베나 랑게 셈기 오도 동의찬이 남카다나 데 사르와데 양 잠바가 포임촌오래.
So when we talk about the mind, like in the sutra, many times we compare the mind to the sky, and I don't know among you if some will understand what I'm saying or not, but when we say the essence of mind, so its empty aspect is similar to the space or the sky, but its clear, luminous aspect, this is, we take other examples for it.
대체 탁기 남칼라 대바전의 랑가셈 교준 바요 동원도 그러나 뭐저 탁거그 남칼라 때디 남카데 지양다리 랑전 트바요는 말아 되니 나랑 그 셈란 도착 제당 또 나르게 라소바가 똑똑 문자도 문자가 기회네금나 랑기 셈 텔라테나 베나니 도착 슈쿠르쿠 셰크 보네금나 되니 셈기 셈라네금나 셈기 셈라테요네금나 되니 다리 제든 거랑전 도착 거랑전데 지양 마트바가 이시가 거랑전 저던 다 왔단데 라메다리 모트너레다 라메 모트너 잠즈 점선 맨날 라마야는 막송 라마였나요 다리 단다 마블랑나 촌레다는 단데 뭐네 랑가다리 나토 거랑전데 나토 이시즈인 삼건도 교었더니 라메 망가라테니 랑기다리 되니 코타 나니 줘도 서로 저도 건조는.
So, for example, the teaching of Jamgon Minpan Yamso, it says that when you look at the sky, at the space directly, so the space is not materially existent, and in the same way, the whatever comes in your mind, even the afflictive emotions of desire, anger, arrogance, and so forth, so they just appear from the mind, and they are just the mind itself. So even when desire comes very strong or anger comes very strong, when you look at it, it is just like space. It is just without any solid existence, and this is the nature of the 5 primordial wisdoms. So this is what the Lama can introduce you to, and it's something that's so that you can come to experience by yourself that actually just the mind is not something solid, and that the emotions in the mind are not solid and are actually the nature of the 5 primordial wisdoms.
남카 지지도 좀 도그까나 되네 탐 몸보와라 되네 남카가 회셔요래. 나 yim jibata, yim dibata, yim rong, tesourkamna, namka pe mombojon. Tene pena ngaknerkamna chomzo kan jera longruk termzo kurkamna ya, ta leger revjandana namka pe jani. Namka ngin ngama dare te chomzo zu shakyore. Tene 주방 가리가 제가 금전 침보도 남카 몸보서 제가 그것은 그래. 근데 남카다 다리가 배 같침보래. 그 제존 직된 발업상로다나 되네 사도 런탄치고래. 사 티라 총총서는 골모 몸볼고 그래. 추발업상로다나 남카다 딜레양 런탄치가 요래.
So actually the sky is something that in the sutras we use many times as an example. For example, in the Prajnaparamita Sutra, the Sutra of the Perfection of Wisdom, either the short version, middle version, or longer version, every time the sky is mentioned as an example. And in the secret mantra, for example, in the Choingze, the treasure of fundamental nature of phenomena, of the treasure of the expanse of fundamental nature of phenomena from Kunken Longchen Rabjam, and also on the commentary. So I was giving recently a teaching on that, and actually each chapter it talks about the space or the sky. So some practitioners, in the audience, they came to see me and they say, "Oh, Longchen Rabjam always talks about the sky, and it seems like the sky is so important." And actually, for the worldly people, the earth is very priceless, and people pay a lot of money for just a little piece of earth, of land. But for the practitioner, it seems like the sky is more valuable than the earth or the ground. I think he's afraid that I'm going to fall back if I lay down on the throne, lean on the throne.
가르치는 남카라. 남카 당문에 추발라 상로다나 시동 맞수 샘지랑 전대야는 총조 그렇게나 송데 남카들 똥차대와 똥아짱에 빠지게 된자와 코는 마양 송데 다른 샘지랑 전대 우억사라즈 데르샤비 냥보 데네다리 우억사리랑 전저 토마메 반에 다가버도 다리 요너리 디랑 전도 고소나 조 샘징 오르동레잖아 똥아 코는 똑소는 잠즈게 샘징 오시와 말해서.
So when we talk about the sky, actually, for practitioners, when we talk about the nature of mind, for example, in the Choingze, the treasure of the space of fundamental nature, it says the nature of mind is empty like the sky or like the space, but not only empty, not like a blank emptiness, but it is also luminous. It also has this clear light, which is the Sugata Garbha, or the fundamental Buddha nature. So therefore, if you realize the nature of mind to be only empty, then you have not yet fully realized the nature of mind. You also need to realize its luminous nature.
Ngama de dunjong ke kongwa, chakong dorjil dunjong, tat 그 공마 오나테요. 대가다리 망거 익창가리는 된적 송출 족바 진부르다와지바데 남가 먹고 먹으르점 제이다나 다 족바 진부르다와데 치르잖아. 조도 다리 남키랑 다 남카라 먹고 먹으르점서 그 초송이다 된적 송을.
So in the previous incarnation of Dujun Rinpoche, Trabzon Dujun Limpa, in his peace instruction about the Dzogchen view, so he mainly introduces the Dzogchen view as the space, saying do not lose the nature of space. So that is the Dzogchen view. Don't with your So don't lose space in your eyes or in the object of your eyes. Don't never stop focusing on space with your eyes.
옛날에 남칼람 통지온 말에 대전 소비 도 그러나 그랬잖아. 남캄 통지 샘신 쓰거라 알죠. 남카 찌르트 통데 돈다 딱 버지. 가리제나 남카 곰 통으로 제다 남캄 통지온 말에 돈다 딱 고서. 남칸 때랑 동바라와 지금 통해요 말아와.
But space in itself cannot be seen. So, so in the sutras also themselves say that space in itself is something like invisible, something that cannot be seen or like truly seen with the eyes.
참마 그렇게 그러니까 남 디날 견당과 이 남칸 남기 줍시만 저는. 고소해. 그래서 견당 부가 견기 남카다는 부가 남카들 아니요 그래서 그러나 바르나 공부텔라다 견기 부가 견기 남카 근데 와르나 정 몸통아텔라 워기 남카 제라테 견당 워기 니기 남카 말해서 다테 먹고와
So it says about the sky that there is the sky, like the sky of the ornament and the sky of the hollow sky. So it is like the two sort of qualities of the sky. One is to be blue. When you look up in the sky, it's blue, and one is of the sky to be like sort of empty. But this is not the sky. So the sky is something that space is something that is not having neither ornament nor hollow. So
these korkabonziande ta yenayande when namka pejagana ranga semji to neligte toje tene zoba chimburka na na raga tene woma chimburka na na hale bakar chimboyere.
So this is quite difficult to understand, but when we understand the nature of mind, either in the Dzogpa Chenpo or the Madhyamika teaching, this is very important.
Tene Dzogpa Chenpo ge yang tene ta namka la hui jane de rang sem gi ngo ga de tong ba ni ji tun de chista wa to ser mang ge yan jan de mong song chu yo de ran de ne sha pi kap mare.
So in the Dzogpa Chenpo teachings, so there are many many different teachings to explain you the nature of mind and make you understand the nature of mind from different points of view, which are not it's not at the time truly of the scriptural knowledge that we study this. It is truly to understand the nature of mind.
Inayang ta penna ngalam sonna terang rangi semde namki tare hoila jare ta shakin de parchir ju lama koma namgi mangap zarshun rawo teyen.
So but today, as I talked about the mind and the example of mind as the sky, so this is actually the deepest peace instruction from my past, from the lamas of the past, the great lamas of the past.
gendang ngarang ngoni nayang che shirdang ga chupata na tene ju lotra chim moga ju loma girgan da tinra indir tawi to tonde shastr me cherezena korang so yang nayang ji chu za modela chirta janda nyamlen che ma yenna yang na kenam ba ga chu so ko ji to loma so ngoni na ngoni ji sang la tapa gendang ga konshu tene 촉강 타네 양나 할레바가 주 샘라다리 초모다나 켈남베 추야다 양보 냠슬랭 그 용게 덴다스들이 덴디 제킨 모모지글 사노 당에다 공거 다리가 다 라미 남주던 제라가 tene rangi semji ngola tatsamdo dipa zamzi bayin.
So for myself, this kind of teaching, I don't give them to anybody or just like this. For example, if I meet university teachers who even know a lot about Buddhism and so forth, then I'm not going to tell them such a thing, because I know they don't practice this profound Dharma. But for you, the disciples here, I can see that I know you are practicing the secret mantra, and I can see in your conduct is very good. So I rejoice very much of what you're doing, and I think you are practicing with your mind. So therefore, based on these many causes and condition, as connected with this teaching on Guru Yoga, then I've given like this some teaching about the essence of mind.
Tani ta jarshung damjirwaga tani tsaka nijiki tsaka chigde nga chung boba ta terang boba mambojik da mekada na boba chola ina kartsang yang dipa zijini tani jima tandana namkaram boche re tani tari satya tari mkambu re tamayamba nga chundana nyamaga yang tari ga chawa lama tani kong namba tani tarong yang mambo yochire te so yini na Europe ko shungdani nga chu boba ga yana tani nabshok manda sodam nyamda chuchad jirka tani lama namba ga yana kong namba la yana nyarjigir ko ne chuchad xung ko ga makto zaymana sachandana yana 다 지금 그러나 보여나 있나 지금 곰바 요너레 출퇴 요너레 스코랍셰 차 요너레 되니 mambo 요너레 되니 거리긴다나 있나 된다 요건 말에 다 된다 메송나라 고라다나 또 소다리 곰반 자지 옥소 말에 추시게다 소거래 되나 또다 아마 되니 남가름 보치다 콩남바가 화추는 거래 되니 견지그래 mambo 송래다 옛날 뒤잡나 다 지고 봐 요너면은 약사로 시그면도 되니 지만이 있나 tani nyonshi zuwe me na perina zanyima ta tenro tsokta de kirongwe nga su boba la atari ga chuk songje tani kong namba, kher namba ga yongna chik sapshuk suso ga yongne na chugu shirdana tani ndane tari ga nabshok ma tamche tani gyanak ma tamche perina tari yin dana tar gyanak ma gari yin kena chani tondu tani yinchini tondu, faransini tondu tani sacha suso ga tani taro gyanak ga te gyanak nesara yongdwa ta teso yin sacha suso ne namche 나나고네 다는데 영어 추냥거 요래 다 뜻소가 다리가 되니 된다 소르거든 아주 보박 저 먹고 김선만도 때나 되니 다 대랑 인데 안에 양도 쳐남바 보바 소연나 마오나 다리 추추 지르고도 되니 다리 라마 남베 하나 더 보바 남라 더 쳤는데고 되니 다리가 뭔가 속한 좋고 사만득한 좋고 때 참말고 되니 너쇼 먹거나 다리 추르노 연즈단 되니 샤쇼고 다리 뭐 마임바다 야나 다리 라메 먹송노 야나 로메 맞나 때 다리 마레네 데나 지마 다리가 따따근 졸게 디스 더가 넘바 장글 고네 라마 남그 추송게단 로마 남그 추지죠 때 제박지긴.
So now, after this teaching, I want to say something more connected to the Tibetan tradition, and there's not that many Tibetan here, but there's something I also said yesterday, and I want to continue to say, is that Namkar Rinpoche is here, and Satya Khenpo also is here, and there's certainly also some other monks of the Nyingma tradition who are like good monks and know well about the Dharma here. And so the teachings that like the Tibetan people, you also need to come to the teaching, just like European people do. And please, the Lama also, Lamas take them with your compassion and help them understand the Dharma. Otherwise, like in Tibet, most people they have monasteries and they can do koras and they can around the monastery and prostrations and so forth. But here you have nothing of that. But actually, the monastery is not that important. What's important is the Dharma, the teaching of the Dharma itself. So I know that many teachings have been given here on the books of Patrul Rinpoche about the preliminary practice and the Bodhicharya Avatara, the way of the Bodhisattva. And I don't know if many Tibetan people have come to receive these teachings or not, but I think it's important that you Tibetan people would also come to these teachings. For example, now there are many Westerners and Chinese people who have come to this teaching, and some of them have come from very far. Some from Canada, some from France, from the UK, or some even directly from China. So therefore, if Westerners and Chinese people do that, then there's no reason that Tibetans couldn't do that and couldn't go and get the teaching themselves. So, and also to the Lamas, I want to ask you, please just give teachings for Tibetan people. Make them do the 500,000 accumulation of preliminary practices. Make them study the logic and so forth. And because if it comes to the point where the Westerners are like suitable vessels to receive the Dharma teachings, and Tibetans are no longer receiving the teachings, then that's like something really wrong that is happening now. So I would like to express my hope, my wish for all of you that to change this this way things are going now.
Tene ngarang so de boba ga daga lama namba so yena tene mawana tene ta Europe shogni na jaga tene nafshok America shogni na jaga tene jima te ta na ngama yena nga so de boba yagar yena boyer yena chartin dis jane tene nafshok kormo te so dis yona tene tare sharsho yone gomba jaya ta te jar go yore 다 당상 옛날 곰바초 참마다 파르치다리 야그르 쇼네나 자리 야그르 쇼나 파르치아다 자와다리 제뇽 예레 데니 곰발라 강리 요카요 마레 마송 보이르네 옛날 곰발레치 참마다 파르치 레차레 다 당상 옛날 데니 지금 납쇼다리 야이른 디모초 송에다는 데니 지금 고르모다 덴자다리 고야요 마레 데니 옛날 데니 마충원이 있나 다 지금 다리 그 쇼초가 송나 곰바 의장께다 데니 지금 고르몰레야다는 덴자 메파 그고 소 른맥 그고 그네나 다 추쳤다 다리 소 샤크요 양직 납쇼크 추촉나는데 소 있나 양직 추촉의 맘터네 그 말한 롤고네 좀때야 지금 추촉 그게 롤 용실에 요래 추촉고 다리 진경화 잠막도 되면 또 마음 바거도 다 관저다 만제바 그거 되는 맞송 다리 보고 라마츠 있네나 소 다리가 추추샤게다 가르침보래 되는 납쇼크만 있나라고 보바차가 있나라고 되는 자마가 양 즉 다리가 다 ರಂಗ ಚರ್ಚಿನ್ 지금 매네나 즉 ಚರ್ಚಿನ್ 치오들 거니나 데라 마르다나 다 르메크 다리 라마남바가 초송니나 다 랑아양 데스타비 지지 고르크 요르콘데 디츠 요르콘데 가레게제니나 땅가 쿰모쿰 요레젠데다 땅선 잠보는 거 머스야나 쿰용 계속 직장용 말에 가르테 쿰요나라나 랑즈나티네 니막지가 공코레 쿰모쿰시게 요레다 옛나야나 추르게 할레바 가르침보래 데이나 마체 통통디나 가수 추양 딱바자 만드나 문에 다리 남즈가 신주 고고원 말인데 데인디 다 말리름보친도 톱디다는 문에가 지 오바에 난자가 차버되거나 뽑아서 탐sit 보고는 당 안납쇼가 네 아메리카 라소바송데 가차티모 몽보샤네 데인디 지 관절그 다리 라맛 남라요 고바침보 만드 다리 데네 다리가 주반 남라요나 관절 몽보식 메나요 저기 요래 쪼도 다리가 다 추드 라마다나 데네 로마 참마가네 추인데 그 도르나시긴도 다리가 탑lâm 요고 그리고 참에 도르나시고도
So there are many Tibetan lamas in Europe and America, and I think in the past lamas had a lot this intention to give teachings in China and in the West with the hope to collect money to build monasteries in India and Tibet. But now I think there's no problem anymore with the monasteries. Like it seems like all the monasteries that had to be built are built now, and that we don't need especially to hope on any like financial help from the Chinese or the Westerners. And that's I think teachings could even be free. And that's like for my part, I always try to whenever I teach that the teachings are free. Of course, in the West, if there is a Dharma center, the teachings, like we need to collect some money for the teaching to maintain the Dharma center. That is, of course, necessary. But for the rest, there should not be hope to make a grade, to collect a lot of money with the Dharma teaching. The most important is the teaching itself. Because either you are Westerners or you are Tibetan, then it can happen that you are poor and you don't have enough money to receive the teaching. But the money is not important. What's important is to give your time and to have this opportunity for the teaching. So therefore, I know all of you will say, "Oh, we don't have time." But actually, in this world, no one has time. Unless you make time yourself, of course, everybody needs to work, and even on your free days, you find many things that you have to do that will take away your time. So, of course, you don't have time, but yet the Dharma is very important, and you have this precious human body, and you need to make use of it. And especially for you, the Tibetans, you have this opportunity to as Tibetans, to practice the Dharma, and therefore, money is not that important. We don't need that much money as a practitioner. Even if we don't have much money, it's fine. But what's important is to have interest in the Dharma and to work towards the path of liberation. And this is very important that you all would give rise to interest for that.
Tani dondak chida dandani de dari dangarang rizina so de namkaram bochi chuso de paviyong de tongyong na tani da kenambandana tani ringzin tamchog langa tani da chuba mongboji ka tani chi semchit ko che tani chi loksam chuksam ko chamde kire teso haleba yabo yongdo tani ngoni gatsur chimboyo tayang nga jingde danji zoyi dana tani ji kayak da ngurgagar kacha changmai tate nge jang gudon yo mare te jimsen da mebayina da ji rangi ngotto dana tega ji yabo yo mare nayang shok chigni tani chen namba gandana tani chu yabo tare jukko yo ji tela tare jise yerang ayan terangir ngaru chucha tate mangto mangbo mendo kwajanchi.
So now this the center here of Namkar Rinpoche, this is intentional link. So many of you are Dharma practitioners, and so many of you have practiced a lot and practiced the nature of mind. And I know many in the centers have done retreat, and many people now are starting 3-year retreat. So I greatly rejoice of that. And it's not like I want to praise like this meaninglessly, but there's really great reasons for why I rejoice of the activities that are going on here. And this is it for the morning. And I'm not going to say more.
Sanam deye tamje zilbani tamne nibe tanam deje shi kikana je balon jobai sibe tole roa